Hello and welcome back to more Powered Synergy Cube. Wow, this is quite the pack. I've opened Mana Drain. It feels like 5 times, and it's always been in that like exact slot. Like Mana Drain just goes there, and it for whatever reason this cube auto selects Mana Drain over Soul Ring, which is interesting. So I can take Soul Ring. Soul Ring's a very good magic card in this cube. There's Cart Clan Ironworks in the same pack, so like if I can wheel KCI, that'll be good. I think I did a lot of talk about how Soul Ring is not the best in this cube. That doesn't mean it's bad, but there are quite a few archetypes where we may end up cutting Soul Ring. And like you take that knowing that, but if you end up with like artifacts or anything with 3 drops, Soul Ring's just insane. It's good in Storm, right? We could just take High Tide, Soul Ring, go that route. Mishra's Bauble pretty good. Stonecoil Serpent's good there. I'm gonna take High Tide though. Sadly, I just passed a Mana Drain. Oh. There's Turnabout, there's Riel the Everwise too, but I'm gonna take Turnabout. Okay, there's Bizarre Baghdad. I mean, Bizarre Baghdad is pretty good in Storm, actually. Treasure Cruise is just a solid card. And Terrarian and stuff. Yeah, I'll just take Treasure Cruise. Cutting blue here I think is pretty useful. Spell Pierce for interaction. Bizarre Baghdad's into Master of Death seems good. Punishing Fire, Sword of the Meek. I guess I'll take Spell Pierce. Someone's gonna take a Mana Drain and then get no blue. Which is unfortunate for them, but I just want to cut all the blue cards possible because mono blue High Tide would be sweet. And yeah, I think the best applications for Soul Ring are artifacts is the best. Like Cart Clan Ironworks combo or whatever, you can play turn 2 KCI, and I think you can win turn 2. You go turn 1 Soul Ring, turn 2 KCI, sacrifice the Soul Ring for 2 mana, play like a Mox, sacrifice that for 2 mana, play Scrap Trawler, play something else, sack it, get back the Mox. Yeah, you can win turn 2. I mean, you could win turn 1 with like Black Lotus or whatever. And then he saw no Storm cards. We can take Watery Grave or Wishclaw Talisman. It's pretty good in these lists. Wishclaw Talisman Turnabout is kind of cute. You can like untap it to get 2 things from your library. There's enough fixing that I think I'll take this first. It is worth noting we just passed Punishing Fire and Grove of the Burnwills is right here. I love Glinthorn Buccaneer. Fate's Reward is sweet, but I'll take Wishclaw Talisman. There's some cool combo deck out there that involves like Fate's Reward, Wishclaw Talisman, where you Talisman for Fate's Reward and then like you sacrifice Talisman with a Goblin Welder or something, and then you second Sunrise to get back the Talisman that you sacrificed after you tutored. Because if you have like Atog, Wishclaw Talisman, there's things going on there. There's a Brain Freeze. I feel like Wheel of Fortune's really good too, but I can't pass up on Brain Freeze. But anyway, yeah, there's some cool deck out there that involves like sacrificing this and double activating it. Daze, Forest, Plains, Island. This gives me access to white or blue, which is fine. Spellstutter Sprite's cool, but the thing I like about Daze is Spellstutter Sprite's particularly good at protecting your stuff because a lot of the removal or disruptive spells in this cube are 1 mana. So like Spellstutter Sprite on Thoughtseize, Lightning Bolt, stuff like that is a common line. Whereas Daze is pretty good at stopping your opponents from winning the game, because a lot of game-ending plays are, you set it up so that it's exactly enough mana where if you spend 8 mana, you cast Craterhoof, and that's where Daze comes in. It's really good at slowing your opponent down. And then also it's pretty good defensively, because a lot of times people plan their turns where they have 2 mana, or 4 mana, right? And they have a counter spell. So they'll cast a 2-drop and hold up counter spell instead of casting their 3-drop and not hold up counter spell. So a lot of times if people are holding up interaction to stop you, especially non-creature interaction, like counter spell or whatever, then Daze is pretty good in that spot. Oddly enough, Mana Drain would be like infinitely better in this deck than Soul Ring is, but I think that's okay. Fate Stitcher is interesting. There was a Bizarre of Baghdad. If Bizarre Baghdad comes around, I could do some crazy like Fate Stitcher, Bizarre, High Tide stuff. I'd be down for that. I'll take a Thrill of Possibility over Disfigure. No, I'm gonna take Disfigure. Cheap removal is so good here. Yeah, if Bizarre comes around, I'm moving in. Then we'll have Bizarre, Fate Stitcher, High Tide. Nope, but we do get Riel the Everwise. That's a very strong card. There's a lot of discard stuff. Pretty sad I didn't get Thrill of Possibility with that. Mesmeric Fiend is tempting too, but I think Riel is pretty spicy in a Storm deck. If I get like Lion's Eye Diamond, suddenly she can help me draw like 5 cards. And if Bazaar of Baghdad does come around and I was wrong about the packs, then things are going to get a little spicy. The nice thing is I can be like fairly confident that nobody's going to move into Mono Blue Storm because I have all of this signpost cards. High Tide, Brain Freeze, Turnabout. Ooh. Okay. Can we get the blue-black Master of Death? This is going to be interesting. Okay, this is getting way more fun. I was getting disappointed I have to draft like a normal High Tide deck, but this is going to be... It might still just be High Tide, but it could be some really, really spicy brew, depending on what cards we get. If we get Master of Death to come around, I'd be quite happy. Wow, Punishing Fire. I mean, if we get Grovel the Burn Wolves in the next pack, nobody took the fire. Okay, I'll take the Buccaneer. Come on, Grovel the Burn Wolves last pick. There's no way. Ugh, that's sad. that would have been amazing. I could have just redrafted the mono red like discard deck that I was playing. So we have Glinthorn and Riel. I think LED is better than Black Lotus in this deck now. I've been saying that a lot, but I think Lion's Eye Diamond in this cube is it's at least interesting how close it is to Black Lotus, because there are some situations where it's just better. Like with Breach, Underworld Breach and stuff, discarding your hand like fills your graveyard, so then you can do other stuff. Ooh, Cloud of Fairies. Wait. Cloud of Fairies, Bazaar Baghdad. That's something interesting. I'm interested in that. It should come around. I don't think I take it here, but that's fun. I'm gonna take Bloodstained Mire because I'm gonna need fixing eventually. Mana Leak is fine, but I want proactive stuff. Oh, Shrieking Drake is interesting. Shrieking Drake, I mean, it's good with High Tide, right? It just generates a ton of Storm. If you have like 10 mana, you just Shrieking Drake 10 times and win the game. That's fun. I like Brainstorm quite a bit. Badlands, I mean, I'm probably not playing Punishing Fire, maybe not Glinthorn, so I think this red splash is going to be pretty light. I think Brain Freeze tends to be good in this cube because there's a lot of fetch lands. So I'm pretty happy about it. Here we could take Polluted Delta. This is Jeskai stuff. Slowgurk with Bazaar. Kind of cute. Seething Song I might want to wheel, but I'm going to take this. Survival of the Fittest is cool, but it's kind of wild actually. Someone took like Angie's Ravager and all that, but then they let Bazaar of Baghdad go like 4th to last pick. It's possible they saw the Angie's Ravager, then took it, and then didn't get Bazaar because I took it, right? They could have been getting it like 3rd to last pick is what they were hoping or something. My sideboard card is Traverse the Ulvenwald. If I can fill my graveyard, actually, that can find Bazaar of Baghdad. So we can see what's up with that. And Riel, actually. Alright, here we have Gush. Gush is actually pretty good with Bazaar of Baghdad. Not the best interaction with High Tide. This gives me blue-red, but it's kind of not the blue-red land you want. The blue-red land you deserve. Increasing Vengeance is also good, but I think I'm just going to take Gush. It's pretty spicy. I like Vengeance too, a lot. The combo is just, if you hit anything like Yawgmoth's Will, Past in Flames, Underworld Breach, and you cast it from your graveyard, then you start double copying spells, and it gets really good really fast. Oh wow. This is a pack. Echo Van's pretty good. I mean, I want LED, so that's great. Consider is nice. Like, the cheap cantrips are really important. Past in Flames 2 is really good. With Bazaar Baghdad, you could just discard it. Like, you basically just Bazaar a bunch until your graveyard's full, and then you cast Past in Flames and win. And then Snapcaster Mage 2. I think I like Echo as a Time Twister you can discard is pretty fun. Ooh, Expressive Iteration is really good. Xander's Lounge, Grixis, Triome. It's triple on color. That's pretty good too. Yeah, this is hard. I think just taking this card makes my mana so good going forward. Unfortunate I take that and then get Steam Vents, but it is whatever. Dark Blast would be pretty nice if I had Past in Flames already, because then I could just dredge it with Bazaar of Baghdad. Like, I could have some pretty crazy turns where I Bazaar of Baghdad, dredge Dark Blast, and then like Fate Stitcher, Bazaar of Baghdad, dredge Dark Blast. If I get Frantic Search, Bazaar of Baghdad, dredge Dark Blast, Turnabout, Bazaar of Baghdad. Like, we got a lot of churn for sure. Thought Scour is pretty good here. This is a painfully late Prismatic Ending, but we're doing other stuff. Thought Scour's there. Cloud of Fairies here is actually really good. This is one of the more spicy Cloud of Fairies applications I've ever had. Arid Mesa versus Faithless Looting. I like Arid Mesa. I have Steam Vents and Xander's Lounge. There's the Seething song that we wanted. Increasing Vengeance came around. There's also Ketria Triumph, but I think I took Xander's Lounge, so I can do that. Past Flames came around. Okay, so now we have a... Oh, okay. Well, that was that worked out, I guess. Sometimes you just get both. Sometimes you do just get both. All right, we really want Lion's Eye Diamond. I guess Faithless Looting Riel is kind of interesting, but we have this. This is just way better. This is one of my favorite applications of Cloud of Fairies. With an active High Tide, play Cloud of Fairies, untap High Tide Bazaar. Oh, and we get a whole nother pack. Scalding Tarn is good. Mystical Tutor does some stuff. I actually like Prismari Command too. I'm surprisingly not so fond of Mystical Tutor. But it is good with High Tide actually. I'm gonna take it. I don't think anyone else is likely to want it, but we're pretty much mono blue here. And I think that's fine. We could take Volcanic Island. Lotus Bloom, we don't really have too much to do with, although you can just suspend it and get value, but I already have a fair amount of playables. I'll just take Volk. Frantic Search, there we go. Things are getting fun now. Yeah, that seems great. Oh, drafting this cube is so pleasant because all of the lands are islands. One of my biggest gripes about this cube in other formats is you just can't get enough islands to make High Tide easy. In this cube, there's just everything's an island, so you just go for it. And High Tide is just the best card ever. I almost want to take Is It Charm to give me a non-zero amount of interaction, because right now my deck has none. And, not great. But I already have Frantic Surge. Let's just take... I already have Volcanic Island and Steam Vents. Let's take another Flooded Strand, sure. There's a Yawgmoth's Will. That one helps, because now I can basically just Bazaar of Baghdad my whole deck and then grab Yawg-Will. Yep, that makes things easy. Empty the Warrens. Repeal and Holy Heat. I mean, this is a pretty easy Empty the Warrens deck. I like Repeal a lot too. I'm just gonna take Repeal. I think I have a lot of fixing right now. I don't need that much more. Memory Lapse. Memory Lapse is good at stopping my opponents from doing stuff. Engineered Explosives is fine, but I think this deck is actually fast enough. I don't need explosives. It's actually a really good disruptive spell, because some decks line up a lot on different mana costs, like artifacts. Explosives for 0 kills all the Mox and Stonecoil Serpent type stuff. Elves, explosives for 1 just kills most of their board. And then black and white have a lot of 2-drops, so explosives for 2 can kill a ton of stuff. And then there's a lot of good 3-drops. I mean, basically, yeah, that's the mana cost, right? 1, 2, and 3. Well, there's Underworld Breach. Like the last possible pack, too. That seems pretty good. So we're doing Bazaar of Baghdad Breach again. I'm on board. This is going to be a very easy very easy cube. We have Underworld Breach, Frantic Search, High Tide. Do I take Prismari Command or Scalding Tarn? I have 22 playables with Bazaar of Baghdad kind of counting one. I feel like my fixing's good enough. But Prismari Command is actually pretty nice in this deck, because you can make treasures. Draw 2, discard 2 is actually fairly strong. Like you can use it to fuel Underworld Breach. Do I have any sideboard cards? Punishing Fire. I'm just going to take Tarn. Brazen Borrower kind of works too. I don't think this is a Lotus Bloom deck. Oh, there's Thassa's Oracle. Oh, Dragon's Rage Channeler. That can help us get through our deck so fast. I mean, I don't think I need Thassa's Oracle. It's pretty good. I think I'm gonna take the Channeler, actually. The one thing my deck could... Wow, this this mana base is something else. I'll take the Volk, sure. This is like the best mana I will ever have in my life. Unholy Heat came around, Second Sunrise, so... I think I don't play Disfigure or Wishclaw. I don't even know if I need Increasing Vengeance. It's pretty cute, but we're pretty all in on this mono blue stuff. That being said, my mana is absolutely phenomenal. Like, it's unbelievable. I have... What is this? Volcanic, Steam Vents. Oh, it's unbelievably good. Okay, so right now, this will put me at 12 lands. Oh, I have way too many playables. I'm glad I was taking fixing here. What am I cutting? I probably just don't need Vengeance. I think Fate Stitcher might be a little bit too cute, but it is good. Probably don't want Daze. So right now this is 6, that put me at 15 land. Spell Pierce, Thought Scour, Mental Note. I have Thought Scour and Mental Note. Fate Stitcher's gotta be worth it. Just cards that like I want in my graveyard. I think I have to run Unholy Heat because if they have any interaction, I'm just like turbo dead. Echo Vans goes here. Treasure Cruise is pretty good. Do I need Gush? Maybe I don't need Gush. I could see that. I have everything else in the world. So right now this is 15 land. Riel Bazaar is cute. Maybe I don't need that because just the rest of my deck is good. Like it's specifically just Riel Bazaar. If I have Riel with anything else, it doesn't really do anything. Do I want Bazaar of Baghdad? I guess that's a better question. It is, like, there is a cost to playing it. Honestly, I don't know why I hadn't thought of that. I need to think about this. Yeah, I think I do. It just makes it so easy to fill my graveyard with Breach Yawgmoth's Will that we'll just do this. This is, I'm running one Swamp. And the only reason for that is my only black source is this tapped Sanders Lounge. So if I'm trying to go off, I need an untapped black source to do it. Otherwise, every single card in my deck is an island. This man is amazing. I'm excited about this. See you all round one. Alright, we're playing against Poyu, 45. This hand, man, this deck really wanted Lion's Eye Diamond. I don't think I can mulligan this hand, though. It's got Bazaar to draw me into action. So I'm really going to be looking at the top, like... Ooh, Jadar? Okay, nice turn one. I want to be looking at the top top 6 cards of my library to find a land here. That seems pretty doable. And I don't have anything that makes me want to activate Bazaar yet, so they know what I'm doing. I take 3. The thing is that's nice is I have quite a bit of interaction in my sideboard. Ooh, Gadrak, I like that. This is non-token, right? Yeah. They make no treasures. They make a zombie. I Bazaar. Alright, there's our land. Let's discard Echo Vans. I can Brain Freeze myself in a weird situation. That's an option. But I don't think it's good. So we discard Brain Freeze, and I kind of like Seething Song before I go off, but I'm going to end up discarding a bunch of stuff. And I'll discard Unholy Heat. Wow, somehow my mana is not good. Let's try and hit our red source. Still not good. At this point, I don't think I want Dragon's Rage, Channeler, Island, or Seething Song. Play an Island. Go ahead. They Magnetic Insight. They still have 4 cards in hand. Hopefully it's just a lot of creature removal, because 3 damage per turn is not a lot. But if they ever activate Gadrak, you know, getting 4 artifacts in play, we could be in trouble. Okay, Rotting Rats is interesting. Let's Thought Scour myself. See what we find there. I hit Frantic Search and I draw an island. Fair enough. Let's discard Cloud of Fairies. We're kind of just digging towards like High Tide stuff. Mental Note? Sure. There's Past in Flames. How have I not hit a blue-red land yet? That's insane. So let's go ahead and activate Bazaar. Alright, there's some stuff. So now I can discard Island Flooded Strand. Can play Volcanic Island. Then I get to Brainstorm. And we have to find High Tide like next turn. And a land. But it's kind of crazy, like no Mystical Tutor, like nothing, no Treasure Cruise. We're just kind of rawly digging for it. But seeing 3 cards a turn is pretty good. So I think I'm going to assume my opponent has Burn. Oh, I'm pretty dead, right? Let's see how much damage that is. They're discarding the 2 cards in their hand. They discarded Lightning Bolt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. I can Brainstorm. Oh, 7, 8 off the Jadar token. I'm dead to any shock. I think I do try and win next turn. If I just hit High Tide off of Bazaar or Brainstorm, I'm in business. The problem is I have to Brainstorm this turn, so Bazaar only actually digs me 1 card deeper. There it is. Alright, that'll do it. I think. I put back Treasure Cruise, Polluted Delta. Then I Polluted Delta for the other Volcanic Island. Then I go High Tide. Turnabout. Yeah, I put this on top and this on top. Untap draw. We go Polluted Delta. Fetch. Or Volcanic. Then it's High Tide. Turnabout myself. And untap. Then we cast Breach. And now we cast High Tide again. Oh no, we cast Frantic Search. Yeah. We can cast High Tide again and then Frantic Search. Cast High Tide, exiling Polluted Delta, Island. Then I Frantic Search. Exiling Yawgmoth's Will, Island, Dragon's Rage Channeler. Discarding these two. Untap the lands. I mean, that just generates a ton of mana, right? I could just Frantic Search again. Discarding Flooded Strand. Unholy Heat, Thought Scour. Discard these. Untap these. Frantic Search again. Exiling this, and Iteration. Discard these two. Untap. So I'm going to 7, so that's 21. So now I can just turn about my lands. No, Frantic Search fuels itself. We just keep doing that. Get rid of Soul Ring, Mystical Tutor, High Tide. Okay, they had enough. Okay, so there are black-red creature stuff. I felt like this deck is pretty broken. You just play Bizarre Baghdad and mill your graveyard over, and then you storm off. It's kind of scary how good it is. Yeah, this hand is good. We got Soul Ring, we got Mystical Tutor, we got Past in Flames. We could kill them very quickly. And that was not a Thoughtseize. Right, let's grab one of our 500 Volcanic Islands. The man in this deck is so good. It's unbelievable. Can I kill them next turn? Probably not. Wheel of Fortune, okay. Fair enough. I guess they mulliganed quite a bit. They just had Burst Lightning in hand. Well, I have Underworld Breach in my hand deck now, or my hand, so this is going to be unfortunate for my opponent. I might have to cut Underworld Breach from this cube. It's a ridiculous magic card. There's our one copy of Swamp. I guess I'm not under any pressure, right? I could just hold up Memory Lapse here. Maybe cycle Cloud of Fairies. Because if I breach Frantic Search, that just lets me get through a lot of my deck. I probably could have won there or the following turn, but there's no rush. I have Memory Lapse. Take 2. Blood Artist is fine. Skull Clamp is not fine. Let's put that on top of your deck. And I'm just going to cycle Cloud of Fairies, because the sooner I get to High Tide, the better off we are. That's a little bit unfortunate, but I think I might actually be able to do it. Unholy Heat. So, I need to think about this. I cast Seething Song, and then I will have 5, 6, 7 mana. Then I Underworld Breach with Frantic Search. You draw 2, then discard 2. I feel like I could just win right here. Seething Song. Frantic Search is mana neutral. Let's try it. Seething Song? I don't know. I haven't done this before. Let's try it. Island Breach. And then I can just keep casting Frantic Search. Exiling Polluted Delta. Actually, I can get there with Past in Flames Flashback a lot easier, I think. So let's Mystical Tutor for High Tide. No. Let's just Frantic Search. Let's exile Cloud of Fairies, Memory Lapse, Polluted Delta. Discard Echo Fans, Steam Vents Arid Mesa. Blue, Frantic Search again. Scalding Tarn, Island, Steam Vents. Discard Fate Stitcher, Arid Mesa Island. So I'm basically exiling one card from my graveyard every time I do this. Arid Mesa. Mental Note is kind of free, but I think that's fine. Mental Note, Seething Song. Discard this and this. I can Thought Scour myself. Just keep Frantic Searching. Exile, Thought Scour, Bloodstained Mire, Island. There's Bizarre Baghdad. Dragon's Rage Channeler actually makes this pretty much just infinite, right? Because I could just put whatever I hit into the graveyard. So now I cast red, and every Frantic Search is mana even. Exile Expressive, Bizarre Island. Put that into my graveyard. There's High Tide, discard Spell Pierce. Actually, I kind of want Spell Pierce. Discard Swamp and Holy Heat. Cast High Tide. Put that into my graveyard. And now I just win. Frantic Search. This card is kind of broken. I'm going to be honest. Brainstorm that on Holy Heat. Put on top of my library. Discard this and this. And I have Spell Pierce at the ready to counter Force of Negation. Brain Freeze you. That's a turn 3. This might be too strong. This seems really good. Definitely forcing Storm next time. Yeah, that was something. I don't know. Put that on top. GG's opponent. This might be too strong. Underworld Breach is a ridiculous magic card. All right, well, see you guys next round. That was gross. All right, we're playing against Lamont. 2-3, 2-7. Hope everyone good luck, have fun. We're on the play. Being on the play with this deck is gross. This hand is gross. I'm not sold on this Cloud of Fairies, but it does something. I'm just going to lead on Island. I can Brainstorm in response to discard. Mother of Runes is a dead card against us. Mystical Tutor is pretty nice. I don't think this opponent's going to have discard. So we could just Brainstorm plus fetch. Get rid of this Cloud of Fairies. Or I can actually just wait even longer. Play the Swamp. It's not an island though. Like I kind of really want to hit islands here. Yeah, let's just Brainstorm fetch. Put 2 cards on top. Okay, Yawgmoth's Will is actually kind of nice. I could Unholy Heat the Mom, but honestly I don't think I care. So let's just put back Unholy Heat. And oh, let's put back Unholy Heat Swamp. Then I can Polluted Delta for the island. Or the Swamp Island one. Porcelain Legionnaire is fine. And they don't attack. You love to see it. I mean, they don't really know what I'm doing. So that's fun. Oh my gosh. I think I win next turn. Oh, what a game this is. Okay. I think I'm just gonna like Mystical Tutor and then Brain Freeze myself. No, I could Mystical Tutor then... If they cast a spell, actually that's the play. If they cast a spell, I Brain Freeze myself, then Mystical Tutor, just to get cards in my graveyard for Yawgmoth's Will. That's a very clean Storm list. Oh, the downside of Brain Freezing myself is I could mill High Tide, and then I don't have such a good play of like High Tide, Frantic Surge, Yawgmoth's Will. So I guess I just don't do that. I just cycle Cloud of Fairies, because then I can cast it from my graveyard. Yeah, that seems good. Actually, that's a pretty good application, right? You cycle this, and then you cast it off Yawgwill. Turns it into like a weird Manamorphose. Oh, this is great. They gave me more Storm, too. Oh, that's right. I'm not Brain Freezing, but I want to. Okay, we Mystical Tutor for High Tide. Do I cycle Cloud of Fairies? So I'm going to go High Tide, 4 mana Frantic Search, 1 mana Floating, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, let's cycle Cloud of Fairies. Okay, pretty good. Volcanic Island. High Tide. Black, red this. Frantic Search using all the blue. Expressive Iteration is pretty nice. Let's discard Steam Vents. And I don't really need Treasure Cruise here. Untap this, this, this. And I will play Expressive Iteration, I think. Right, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So, yeah, Expressive. Okay, put one of them into your hand. I will take Turnabout. Put one on the bottom. This deck is so broken. Sure, I'll play a Soul Ring, why not? Turnabout myself. Land and tap. Then I can Brain Freeze them. And then just play Yawgmoth's Will of Brain Freeze. I wonder if I'm supposed to Brain Freeze myself to play around Force of Negation specifically. That kind of makes sense. Yeah, actually, I Brain Freeze my, if you're wondering, I Brain Freeze myself there because I have Past in Flames and other cards. If they have Force of Will or Force of Negation on my Yawgmoth's Will, I actually just lose the game right there. Whereas if I Brain Freeze myself, I'm pretty likely to hit one of my flashbacks, like cards to save me. So that was actually pretty loose, but it didn't end up hurting me too much. I feel like this deck is so fast, I just don't need this. Like, but maybe it's fine if they have like an Aethersworn Canonist. I could see something like that being a problem. Brazen Borrower might be good for that reason too. I don't think I need Spell Pierce. I think I'm just going to keep Brazen Borrower on Holy Heat for Aethersworn Canonist. Well, this hand is pretty broken. We have a Brainstorm plus Fetch again. Brainstorm is very good in this cube, by the way. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm gonna actually play Volcanic Island here because I want to protect my hand from some kind of discard stuff. We're gonna win on like turn 4 again. One does nothing. Okay, I can just play out a fetch here. That's champ. Wow. Turn 3 Edge Champion is a pretty slow start against Storm. Let's cast Brainstorm. Put back... Wow, we have Breach, Frantic Search, High Tide. Wait, do I just win right now? I think I win right now. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's put back Steam Vents. Let me think about this. I go High Tide, 4 mana, Turnabout. I might need like one more card in my graveyard, right? Like there's no need to rush. Put these two back. Fetch up the tapped duel. They are tapped out though. I mean, it's probably good enough, right? It's gotta be good enough. Alright, let's just win the game on turn 3 again. This is so broken. Grab Volcanic, play High Tide, cast Frantic Search. This plays around discard Fate Stitcher and a land. That plays around Daze specifically. Then we can Turnabout ourselves. Land untap. Then I play Underworld Breach. Then we start Frantic Searching. Exile Island, land. Discard Island. Then I Mystical Tutor for Brain Freeze. Flashback Frantic Search. That'll do it. Exile Island, Fate Stitcher. Discard Bizarre Unholy Heat. Then I Frantic Search again. Okay, that was a turn 4 and a turn 3 kill. I think this deck might be too strong, but I'm enjoying it while it lasts. See you guys in the finals. Alright, we're here in the finals playing against I'm Robert. Tell everyone good luck, have fun. Let's show them how good Underworld Breach is. Hey, good luck, have fun. Going first. See, this is just a fair, friendly hand. 4 lands, but a good bit of disruption. I'll keep this, but it's not amazing. And part of me wants to keep my fetch for Brainstorm, but I have so many fetches that I think I just get the tapped black duel because Yawgmoth Will's a pretty good magic card here. Hey, love the YouTube channel and loving the cube. Hey, I'm glad to hear it. Go Bloodstained Mire pass. Everyone is so nice at this cube. That's why I feel bad about just like storming them off on like turn 3. It's just kind of ridiculous. Oh no, opponent. It's gonna die. Actually, Deathrite is pretty good against us in general, but not when it's dead. Play that tapped. I can repeal it and then kill it, but I think I'm better off just killing it and then repealing whatever they play next. And now I think well, I'm already exposed to Wasteland. I was gonna say, I think I hold this Scalding Tarn to look for Brainstorm now, because putting back these islands will be sweet. Uh-oh. My hand's really bad. No turn 3 kills this game, most likely. If I draw Bazaar of Baghdad, that could all change. That card is absolutely ridiculous. They take Repeal. So I can Yawgmoth Will and kill that thing if I want to. I just told them what I drew by playing that, so I kind of regret it. Ooh, the Aspirant. Okay, that card is actually a pretty scary clock. Because they attack for 2, then 3, then 4, and like that's a pretty fast kill. Do I just Yawgmoth Will Unholy Heat the Mesmeric Fiend? I think I do. My hand's not doing anything else. Then I can repeal the Aspirant next turn. I have Past in Flames, Underworld Breach. I don't need Yawgmoth Will. So we take 2. Aha, we take more than 2. Nice. And then they play a Copter. Okay, but I have Repeal and Memory Lapse. Yeah, I mean, I think Brainstorm is still a much more important reason to hold this Scalding Tarn than anything else. So I can Memory Lapse this thing. This interaction is really working out nicely. I was hoping they'd Mana Drain and I could Spell Pierce, but I guess that actually stops me from Smuggler's Coptering. Crew that. Move to combat. Bounce it. I don't want them getting the like draw and discard trigger or whatever. And they counter it. Okay. So I take 3. My hand's really bad. I mean, I need to draw something pretty good right about now. Echo Vans would be nice. I feel like I did that sequence wrong somehow. Alright, let's mental note. I milled Underworld Breach, Thought Scour, and I drew another land. Our hand is so bad now. This is so many lands. The gig is up on what I'm doing. Trying to think if there's like Frantic Search is probably my best shot at getting there. Treasure Cruise is pretty good. Probe shows them that I have Spell Pierce and nothing else. I think Bazaar of Baghdad would also... I mean, Bazaar of Baghdad and Frantic Search, at least for the same turn, are basically the same thing. Take 5, 6. So I'm actually dead next turn, so I just gotta go all in here. Crack my Scalding Tarn, thin my deck as much as possible. Oh, they still have Path to Exile on their deck? I don't have any creatures. Actually I have Dragon's Rage Channeler. Then... fetch... Demon's tapped. Alright, deck. Good stuff. That's technically an answer. I guess I fetch... I don't know what I could hit for 1 mana here. Let's try it. I don't know what I could do. Then we concede. Okay, that was a really bad hand as well. That's so many lands. I don't think I really want to change too much. They have good interaction, so like a little bit of removal. Maybe again I want this Brazen Borrower instead of... Well, Memory Lapse seems like good interaction. Brazen Borrower over Cloud of Fairies, maybe. Alright, we're on the play again. Let's have a better hand. This hand's really bad, actually. It's like a bunch of cards you just want to top deck in the late game. This one, it has some stuff. I can get rid of Fate Stitcher. You really just want to hit this guy off of like Thought Scour or whatever, but I've never actually used him. But I'll keep this one, put Fate Stitcher back. And yeah, I'll just play Island, I guess. This way I can brainstorm in response to discard effect. Okay, they know what's up. Oh, that's spicy. Alright, so they don't know what's in here now. I'm just going to put Memory Lapse Turnabout back. And I have a High Tide, so... I actually probably just want to draw both of these, but I want Memory Lapse first. Okay, so the brainstorm worked. But now they can sacrifice a creature and hit High Tide, which is a little annoying. I could have just hid one of the two, but I guess I could memory... Oh, we could Memory Lapse Cabal Therapy, and then they can't take High Tide. That actually works out really nicely. Ugh, that's annoying. I guess I Memory Lapse this. Sort of Time Walk them a bit. Oh no, they have Cabal Therapy! But they're not going to flash it back. Interesting. Let's go Iteration. Ooh, I like Bazaar of Baghdad. I like Bazaar of Baghdad. Let's put Flooded Strand into my hand. Put this on the bottom and then exile Bazaar. I'll just play Bazaar. It seems good. I just get to draw a bunch of cards. If they Cabal Therapy me, I could just discard High Tide, but I guess then they would know. Oh, I see. They're going to Ninja the Stonecoil Serpent. That makes sense. They Dredge Fugue, we Bazaar. Yeah, I'll just discard it all. High Tide, Dragon's Rage Channeler, Swamp. This has been fun. This is some weird cube interaction. So they take my turnabout, but now I'm just digging towards Underworld Breach. And they're down a creature. Like, the thing about this is they're not pressuring me whatsoever. So unless their hand is full of, like, counter magic at the end of this, I'm just going to keep Bazaar Baghdading and kind of take over the game that way. Let's main phase Bazaar. There's Brain Freeze. Kind of like that one. But do I really need it? I think I could just discard it, right? I could Brain Freeze into Echo of Aeons, but I don't really have a spell. Let's just discard Brain Freeze, Island, fetch, then play a fetch. And then, like, if my opponent wants to just sit there with nothing in play, they can. But I'm going to be milling through my deck every turn looking for good cards. Okay, there's Kaito. So if they make a ninja, I can just bounce the ninja. Yeah, I like that. Petty Theft, the ninja. Fetch up our tapped duel. There's a Spell Pierce. That's actually quite good in this spot. I kind of like lands. I'm going to play this one last land, and then I can start discarding the rest. I'm going to do that, and then play Brazen Borrower. Main phase. And then just hold up Spell Pierce to protect it. Brazen Borrower was a really good sideboard include. Aspirant is fine. That's also fine. It's just a really slow clock. They only have one card in hand, and they could loot with Kaito, but then what do they do? And I'm probably going to end up discarding this Spell Pierce. We'll see. I want to hit like Treasure Cruise or something. I already cast Iteration, which is a little unfortunate. Mental Note is pretty free. Seething Song, Treasure Cruise. Echo of Aeons. I like that. So, attack Kaito. Right now, if I hit Underworld Breach, it doesn't really do anything. But I don't really want them to know what I'm doing with Bazaar. I'm discarding Echo Veons for sure. Yeah, let's just Bazaar now. Ooh, Fate Stitcher. I like that. Did I play a land? I think I did. I don't think I need more lands. Let's I don't think I want Spell Pierce either though. Just discard these three. Play a land and cast Echo Veons. It's gonna be pretty hard for them to discard all my stuff in a timely manner. Let's unearth Fate Stitcher. Then cast Echo Veons Flashback. And that's where they discard my Underworld Breach. Untap this. Go ahead, good sir. Or madame. Good opponent. So that gets exiled. I didn't really... The thing about doing that is I didn't really want to draw Fate Stitcher. It's just a good card to discard. And they only have one black mana available, so they can cast like one discard spell. And that's it. We know their deck runs Counterspell. Take 5 here. Okay, well they're not discarding anything. That's pretty good. So we're kind of just hard digging to Spell Pierce now. Stone Coil Serpent, I take 0. They have Ornithopter. Their deck is sweet. The full-on Ornithopter ninja stuff going on, I like. And they're just tapping out. Okay, maybe they have Force of Will. But they're also like, they have to win the game right now. Discard, Island, Arid Mesa, Polluted Delta. There's Treasure Cruise, so let's get even more cards out of my deck. The last Volcanic Island. There's 3 lands left in my whole deck. Alright. That seems pretty good. Let's Bazaar of Baghdad. And that should do it. I don't need Mental Note. I don't need Treasure Cruise. I don't need Seething Song, because I just have High Tide. If they counter High Tide, I have... Maybe I do need Seething Song. Mental Note, Treasure Cruise. I guess I just discard Brain Freeze. High Tide. Okay, that's probably game. Frantic Search. Or I guess I could go Seething Song first. Frantic Search. Discard these 2. Untap these. Cast Underworld Breach. And then just win from there. We just keep casting Frantic Search until we Brain Freeze them. Exile Swamp, Flooded Strand, Island. Discard these 2. Untap these. Frantic Search again. Exiling land. Man, Bazaar Baghdad and Storm is so sweet. I'm kind of 6. Exile. Island. Thought Scour. Seething Song. Discard. At this point, Memory Lapse, I think, just closes the game. Then I could just Brain Freeze them twice. Exiling Brainstorm, Repeal, Mental Note. They've Counterspelled, Time Walk, Night's Whisper, Luris, Prismatic Ending, Treasure Cruise, things of that nature. Maybe I can make them draw. I don't think so. Alright, so what you got? I have Memory Lapse stuff. Okay, now they showed me the whole deck and then concede. I like it. That was fun. That was a really sweet game. I think I'm pretty happy with how they went, so I'm just going to run it back. Man, these opening hands have been suboptimal. This one's good. I'll keep this one and get rid of Seething Song. Just worse than Turnabout. I feel bad for the opponents that I just naturally turn 3 every time. Because well, it's kind of annoying, right? I had all my God draws against the opponents who couldn't do anything anyway, but then against, well, they mulled to 5. So that's something. They Dread Fugue, they take Expressive. Okay. If they also have Cabal Therapy, it's going to be a bit of an issue. But the thing is, like, going down this low on cards... Yep, they have it. The combo of discard is really sweet. But going this low on cards, like, they're not going to kill me very quickly. So that's fine. Plus I can Memory Lapse the Flashback. And now I have Treasure Cruise, so like, that seems good. Yeah, I don't know. Mold of 5, I mean, you gotta do something, right? But at some point you do also just have to assume that, like, you gotta be proactive. Thought Scour is excellent here. Can I just Treasure Cruise? I think I can definitely next turn. There's no reason to do anything right now. Mesmeric Fiend, I guess I just Memory Lapse that one. Let me Thought Scour first, actually. Let's grab Volcanic. Thoughtscar myself. Repeal Bloodstained Mire. A lot of lands. I have to repeal this because I need this Treasure Cruise to resolve. There's Mystical Tutor. Okay, so I get to go... I don't think I can do quite all of that. Treasure Cruise, exiling, land. Repeal, Thought Scour, Memory Lapse. I kind of want Expressive Iteration Turnabout in my deck. I could just do this. Then I have Spell Pierce, Mystical Tutor. Okay, that seems fine. So, I'm just gonna let them take whatever they want, because they should be taking Frantic Search, but then I can Mystical Tutor for removal, and then Past in Flames gets there. If they don't really think I can Mystical Tutor for High Tide, yeah, so we just let this go through, because I can Spell Pierce the Cabal Therapy Flashback, but that doesn't actually work off Mesmeric Fiend. I think the take is Frantic Search, but it could be Mystical Tutor. Yeah, that makes sense to me. So Repeal is gone. If I Mystical Tutor now, I don't think there's no rush, right? I don't have to do anything. Drawing an island was kind of annoying, but more lands in play is good. Like, the longer I wait to Mystical Tutor, just the better my information gets. And then I know what I'm supposed to hit. Right? Because if they didn't Jutsu here, then I get to keep my creature. If they don't, I take one, and that's fine. I don't really care about that. Confidant's good. That one's a little bit more scary. Let me look at my deck list really quick to see if I tutor. If only I could just grab Bazaar of Baghdad. That would be pretty nice. If I hit Underworld Breach, I pretty much win. I think I wait a turn. Soul Ring's kind of awkward. I mean, that's just a ton of mana now. Right, I mean, I think at this point I might just win without Frantic Search. I just play all this mana. See what you hit off Dark Confidant. Scalding Tarn is fine. That does help them play around Spell Pierce, but... a Prismatic Ending that. I think that's fine. Take the damage. We fall to 14. They follow up with a Putrid Goblin. Okay. I think I just grab High Tide. High Tide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Past in Flames Turnabout. Mystical Tutor. Expressive Iteration for Brain Freeze. Yeah, we just got it. Grab High Tide. Play High Tide. Past in Flames. High Tide. Turnabout. Land untap. A lot of mana. Then I can Mystical Tutor for something. What am I grabbing? Echo Vans is pretty good. Can I just lethal them with Brain Freeze? I think I can. Yeah, I just do this, right? I Brain Freeze on Expressive Iteration, because I'm going to grab Brain Freeze and then cast it. Alright, so I put this into my hand, put this on the bottom, exile this, and I can play it. Then I go like red for Seething Song, Brain Freeze them, and then flashback Brain Freeze off Past in Flames. Mulling two no landers into a one lander is always fun. What's this? GG's, you got a cool deck. That I do. That I do. Yeah, that's rough. Dude, Magic Online will not let you talk to your opponents. Okay, so, yeah, that was sweet. That deck was awesome. That might be one of the best, if not the best Storm deck I've ever drafted. The difference between Storm decks in this cube and Storm decks in Magic, like the Vintage cube, is like, look at this curve, right? This is effectively a 3-drop. This is a 1-drop. This is a 1-drop. My curve, this is a 1-drop. My curve basically stops at like 2. So you're not like waiting to get all this big mana to do like these big plays. Like, I can win on turn 3. And I can beat all this disruption. So that was really fun. That was like constructed level Storm. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, consider subscribing. And I'll see you guys really soon. If you made it this far into the video, you're clearly enjoying the content. So if you want to help support me being able to make more content, there's 2 ways to do it. The first is free and very easy. Just following me on Instagram. You get, to see cool stuff like this cat made out of trees or this dog that's an island. Some very interesting or trippy videos like this one, which it's not for everybody. The other one is just going to my store. I sell art like the ones I've shown. So there's a lot of cool stuff there. You can shop the collections and see things like this. I'm selling t-shirts. And I would really appreciate it. Thank you.